Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another new movie review. Today we're talking about the very first theater release horror movie of 2018, Insidious: The Last Key. Really quick, before I get into this review, I want to say a quick thank you to my creepy patron peeps. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. It really means a lot to me. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description box. There'll also be a link at the end of the video. I'm going to read the IMDb summary because I want to be able to summarize it without giving anything away, and I know that this little summary of it is going to do the job. So, parapsychologist Dr. Elise Rayner faces her most fearsome and personal haunting yet in her own family home. So, first and foremost, we have to talk about Lin Shaye, Leigh Whannell, Angus Sampson. I love them all. They play Elise and Specs and Tucker respectively, and I just love the trio. I love them together. They are my favorite thing of all the Insidious films, and I love them. Specs and Tucker are complete scene stealers. Every time they're in a shot, they just take it away. So funny, exactly my brand of humor. I absolutely love it. I don't know if it's the type of humor, but I just feel like those characters, Tex and Spucker, Specs and Tucker, are able to be funny without really like taking away from the scene too much. Because sometimes in these more serious movies, I feel like sometimes the comedy can be a little too overwhelming and it kind of takes away from any drama or any tension, and I don't know, just somehow they're able to like be funny or have a funny moment, but it doesn't take away from the scariness of the scene or anything like that, at least for me. Then next we have to talk about the story. I thought the story was really good. This was written by Leigh Whannell, and I'm a huge fan of his. He also plays Specs, obviously. Love the man. He wrote a great story for this. I was really scared going in that it was going to be kind of just the same formula of all the other Insidious movies, but that did not happen here. Actually, it started off that way. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything. It started off that way where I was thinking like, all right, it's just going to kind of be like the other Insidious movies, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. There are definitely some twists and turns where the first one I actually, you know, went, oh, like in the movie. I must have looked crazy because I went to go see it by myself. So it's just like one girl just sitting all by herself, and I kind of wish I had the theater myself so I could have just reacted the way I wanted to, but I couldn't help it. That one slipped out. I was not expecting it, and it took me so by surprise, and it was like just at that point where I was feeling like, you know, okay, this is just like your basic Insidious movie, and it just elevated the story. Like it just took it somewhere else, took a little twist, but it was good. Like I'm glad that it happened. It wasn't just like every other Insidious film, and yeah, I was really excited about it. It was great. That's always exciting when that happens in a sequel or a prequel, I guess, kind of, I should say. So, you know, I was really impressed with how good the story was. I will say, as far as scares go, this is, you know, like a Blumhouse picture, and nothing against them, but you know, a lot of their movies do rely on jump scares. This one's not really an exception, but you know, I liked the way they set up the jump scares. You know, using the position of the camera or the movement of the camera to kind of set up where anybody with a horror trained brain is going to expect something to happen, and then they're constantly faking you out. So you never know if they're going to go against convention for jump scares or they're going to go with it and, you know, meet your expectations, and that kind of kept me on the edge of my seat the whole time because I wasn't sure I was a little disoriented, like trying to figure it out, like trying to figure out when the scares were coming. So I think a lot of it had to do with the position of the camera, the movement of the camera, the way they utilized space. I'm trying not to give anything away, but they do a really good job of faking you out. I like how we were kind of continuing with Elisa's story. So in Insidious 3, it kind of sets up kind of how she gets into the business that she gets into. And you know, we all know towards the end of that, she meets Specs and Tucker. So she's kind of like become our central character now in these films. And then this one where she has to go back to her family home. So we have quite a few flashbacks to her childhood and her growing up with this gift and being able to see demons and ghosts and how that affected her family life and things like that. I'm not going to give anything away. But I liked how they developed her character even further. It just added so much more to the character, made me love her even more. And I liked the way it fit in with the franchise. So I won't explain how this happens or what they particularly show to prove its connection to the rest of the Insidious films, but this does take place between 3 and 1. 3 being a prequel to 1 and 2. Obviously this is between 3 and 1. So I liked how they wrapped it up. I feel like with the way the ending was, I think it was a really nice ending, and it could be like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it could be open-ended, which it doesn't really matter because it leads into 1. I don't know, the way it ended was like almost open-ended, but not at the same time, because it's like, you know that Elisa's story is not ending. Like, you know, if you think about this character actually existing, like she's gonna go on and do what she does, and it kind of has like that note of finality to it, where it could just be like a nice ending and you know that Elise has found her calling and she's gonna go on to do what she does, helping people fight demons and things like that, and going into the further and all this. So it's like it could just nicely be these 4 films, or, you know, obviously since 3 and 4 were both prequels, we still have anything beyond Insidious 2, so they could go on to continue to make films, but I think it would kind of be nice if they just didn't. Not that I think the series is bad, I just, you know, it would just be nice to just not have a horror movie with 5 million sequels. Now onto the dislikes, which aren't a lot. Like I was talking about, there are some jump scares in there, and even though they kind of play with your expectations a little bit, once you kind of figure out the rhythm of them, like I could call a few of the jump scares like by the end of the movie, so it wasn't all that surprising. Dang it, why did I write this down? Because I can't really talk about it without giving anything away. I will just say they set up another character in this movie that we haven't met yet. So we're setting up a new character that there's kind of, I don't know, I just felt like there was no real closure to this character, and that's what makes me wonder if they're planning more movies to take place after Insidious 2, or like a spin-off or something like that with this character, because they could. But if they don't, I just feel like there's no closure for that character, and that makes me a little bit antsy. So was Insidious: The Last Key worth it? I think it was. I'm gonna be completely honest, this was my favorite out of all the Insidious movies so far. It trumped 3. Insidious 4, The Last Key, I really enjoyed it. So that being said, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, I know it's early, it's the very first new release of the year. So, it should be on my Letterboxd right now. I'm gonna start early now and just start adding to my 2018 list, so by the end of the year I don't have to go back and try and find all these movies to put in the list. But I mean, obviously right now it's number 1 because it's the only one I've seen. So right now, this is pretty much the end of the day on Sunday, so it's almost had its, you know, full weekend out. It's at a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb. On Rotten Tomatoes, interestingly, this is the first time seeing this, it has a 27% critic score, but a 60% audience score. So on Roger Ebert, it has a 2.5 out of 4. That's not bad for a horror movie on that website. So obviously the only place you're able to watch it right now is in theaters. So, you know, go check it out in theaters, support horror. So if you saw Insidious: The Last Key this weekend, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it, and let me know how it ranks among the rest of the Insidious films for you. You can find me at all the normal social media places. The links for those are in the description. You can also find me on my blog at nightmaremaven.com, on morbidlybeautiful.com as a contributing writer, and on patreon.com/nightmaremaven if you want to check out the channel. No, if you want to support the channel. I'm so tired. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.